All right, you could just get skipped. Cool. Hi. There are a few things that I wanted to talk about just in general. So I guess technically this is a little impromptu PsychologiQuil session. TakeThis.org is a wonderful organization. It's a nonprofit charity that advocates and educates for mental wellness within the video game industry. They do the AFK rooms at PAXs, and they tweeted out something earlier today that says, a few tips for handling the holidays. The holiday season is kicking off, and that's no small thing. If the holidays weren't all good cheer and bright lights for you, you're not alone. And if there's someone in your life who's had a hard time on the holidays, it's a good time to check in and make sure they're not alone either. Over at Geek and Sundry, you could find Dr. B's thoughts on some major challenges of the holiday season. Those of you who have read my previous articles probably figured out by now I have a special loathing for when people dictate to others when they should be feeling or thinking. Telling someone they should be happy during a special occasion is no exception. The words should, must, supposed to, or any other variants of that theme can essentially act as a way of opposing one's own beliefs over reality. One particularly influential and highly irreverent psychologist named Albert Ellis nicknamed this masturbation. It is often with the best intentions, like when a person is trying to cheer someone up. But think about it though. If a person is already confused about what to feel or perceive themselves as broken or not belonging, pointing out that they shouldn't be feeling this way is not likely to decrease their unpleasant experience. It frequently acts as a way of confirming their negative beliefs about themselves. And so there's a little bit more to that article as well. If you, as the wonderful and caring person that you are, want to cheer up someone for the holidays or other special occasions, first ask yourself a few questions. Is their behavior disruptive, or is it just different than expected? Am I trying to cheer them up for my benefit or theirs? The first question is important. If a person's behavior is disruptive, that's a problem. For example, a friend is invited to a birthday party, and they actively insist on telling everyone about a recent suicide attempt and how parties like this make them want to do it again. Aside from being a serious red flag that this friend needs more therapeutic resources, it's actively disrupting the party for everyone. On the other hand, if a person is simply being quiet or their facial expressions are different than others, that's not necessarily disrupting the party. That person might be having fun, they just don't simply show it in the same way as others, and that's fine. And when a person's behavior is simply different but not disruptive, is when the second question becomes very important. If they're just acting differently than expected, but you're the one distressed by that, reflect on that. You might be trying to change them for your own benefit rather than theirs. It might be that you need to build your tolerance for your own distress rather than changing someone else. Once you're clear on your intentions and motivations, how do you directly cheer someone up? You don't. At least not directly. Most people don't react well when someone approaches them with an agenda. Instead of trying to force an expected outcome, remember the whole should thing from earlier, just try to connect with them. It's okay to check in with them by asking how they're enjoying things. If they say they are, choose to believe them. Then just talk to them as you would anyone else. If they choose to open up to you and say they're having a difficult time with holidays or gatherings, show them understanding. Say something like this. Yeah, special occasions can be tough for a lot of people for a lot of different reasons. It makes sense. What can I do to help you to have the best time you can right now? This not only shows understanding, but it puts the ball in their court regarding your involvement instead of you imposing cheer on them. It allows them their own autonomy by showing them that you're willing to help them in whatever way you can on their terms. But what if you're the one with complicated feelings about the holidays and you're muttering should statements to yourself? You're not alone. You feel what you feel. Acknowledge it. Odds are that there's a logical reason for what you're feeling, even if you're not aware of it yet. Regardless of why, a feeling is just that. If it bothers you to the point that you can't enjoy your life, that's a really good sign that some help is needed. There's also a lot of resources for finding a mental health professional at TakeThis.org or Anxiety Gaming, and a few other charities as well, but those are the two that I recommend personally. Also, as hard as it can be helpful to remember that people are likely trying to cheer you up for the kindest of reasons. It's helpful to remember that you can thank them for their effort and intention, even if the resulting method is way off base. This also helps them listen to what you need when you tell them. People are less likely to act defensively if you show empathy for their intentions. I appreciate what you're trying to do can go a really long way. Holidays and special occasions aren't easy for everyone, and that's okay. Give yourself a break. Additionally, if you're looking for a way to help others or looking for a welcoming community to join during the holidays, Take This will be having their third It's Dangerous to Stream Alone fundraiser this holiday. Our goal is to create a welcoming community during the holidays because sometimes the holidays are not all that they're cracked up to be. And so this was written by Rafael Bocamazzo, aka Dr. B, a doctor of clinical psychology and the clinical director of TakeThis.org. He also runs a private psychotherapy and a psychological assessment practice in the Seattle area and works with several local groups as a social skills coach for older teens and young adults with high-functioning autism spectrum diagnoses. And then Take This is an informational organization. The resources we provide here are for informational purposes only and should not replace specialized training and professional judgment of a healthcare professional, just like everything that I ever say. So, hopefully those are kind of the things that help you realize, like, yeah, the holidays aren't this magical, wondrous thing like it was when you were 5 years ago. There are going to be annoying conversations with racist uncles and grandparents who keep trying to butt into your relationship woes, and you have to sort of switch your own mindset and realize that they are probably trying to do these things for your best intentions, but once they sort of go over a threshold and say you should do this or you need to do this, you also should stand your ground and say, you know, I appreciate what you're trying to do, but no thank you, I don't want to talk about this, I just want to relax, this is a holiday, let's just enjoy the game, let's just enjoy the food, let's just enjoy each other's company, let's not go crazy. So just be empathetic, not only to others who might not enjoy the holidays as much as you want them to.
Well, that was mighty generous of you.
But also, just try to be understanding and don't pressure people. And I'm ready to break. Thank you so much for the first and the top tip of November. You are super appreciated. Thank you very much. Oh, actually, it's not the first. It's the second tip of November, but it is the top one. That is super sweet of you. I appreciate you a lot. You just, like, snuck in here and did that, by the way. Like, where are you? You can't just sneak in here and do that. Come back. I also can, for some reason, the chat program that I usually use to read my chat is not working, so I only get, like, 3 or 4 lines of chat and everything. This is what I read to you guys, by the way. So if you want to share that around, or read it yourself, or look more into the resources from TakeThis.org or Dr. B, definitely go check that out. Don't be an asshole. Yes, Jogo, exactly. Holidays are good, but it's good times, but it's another day for you. Yeah. Article about peer pressure and family reunions during the holidays. Why are you single? Why aren't you? Why aren't you? Why aren't that? I think this article touches on that, but not directly. You can say, like, you know, I appreciate you being concerned about my future and, like, marriage and family prospects, but, like, I'm doing this at my own pace, and I don't want to just fall into a relationship and not have it be... I don't want to get married for the sake of it being a marriage. I want to get married because I like the person, and I think I can have a future with them. That kind of thing is something that you could probably say to the single thing. But yeah, it is difficult. You're not wrong. Blast off. Oh, Jesus, what are you doing?